Welcome to our weekly program, Mitzvah Shabbos, the inside story of Chabad in America. Because we changed our program to Mitzvah Shabbos, today is the second time that we're doing Mitzvah Shabbos, and some people, our listeners probably are new listeners that they didn't hear the Thursday night program. They're not familiar with this program. So I want to begin with saying a story, which I already mentioned once the story, but I'll mention it again for the people that didn't hear. And this story has a lesson. A few weeks ago, I mentioned that Mitzvah Shabbos, to say a story of the Baal Shem Tov, is a sgula for parnasa. This is a saying that a lot of gedolim say. So there is a saying that there's three lav davkes. Not necessarily. Not only Mitzvah Shabbos, but every night. Not only a story from the Baal Shem, but from any tzaddik. And not only a sgula for parnasa, it's a sgula for all good things. A story of tzaddikim gives amunah, gives faith in the Eibishter. And by the way, I want to mention, and Rabbi Mindel wrote this down, the Rebbe mentioned to him many times, that when a mother or a father puts the children to sleep at night, they should tell them a story. It would be a good idea to read the memoirs. There is Sefer HaZechraynis, and you have it also, Rabbi Mindel wrote it in English, and the Rebbe mentioned the word memoirs from the Frierdiker Rebbe, that so the children will have a ziser chalimus. That's what he mentioned. So that's a maimer amuzger to what a story can do. Before I say the story, I want to share with you a letter. First, what a rabbi from Chicago wrote to the Rebbe. I don't think I ever mentioned it. He says to the Rebbe, he says, I'm a rabbi in a big shul, Orthodox rabbi. I give a daf yomi almost every night. I learn Monday night. I give a class for ladies, and I do more things. But Shabbos, I give a drosha. I give a speech. So I want to ask you, he says to the Rebbe, what should be my theme? Should I speak about stories of tzaddikim? Should I say the Parsha Shavua? Should I speak about, he says, Musar, Kabbalah? And he says a few things to the Rebbe. He wants to know the Rebbe's idea. So the Rebbe answered him, you should collect, be a collector. Speak something, a little bit of story, a little bit from a Parsha Shavua, in the same time. But the most important thing, when the parents and the children that listen to your speech, and they come home, Shabbos, and by the Shabbos table, and they repeat what you said, and they live with this, what you said, a whole week. That's all. It doesn't matter. Just go, say what you read, say what you collected. And it should be Yotzei min halev, then it'll be Nichnas al halev. This is the answer from the Rebbe to this rabbi. Now I want to tell you a story. Rabbi Mindel, sitting by dictation, many times, as I mentioned, the Rebbe told him a few things, stories, or the Rebbe, by reading a letter, the Rebbe mentioned something, a word that we never heard. One time, the Rebbe opens a letter, and the Rebbe looks, and the Rebbe shows it to Rabbi Mindel to read it. And somebody asked the Rebbe that he is a Mishulach. That's his parnasa. He's from Eretz Yisrael. He came to America to collect money for yeshivas. Maybe for a few months. He has to go back soon. And he has no hatzlacha. He doesn't have hatzlacha. And he needs a bracha that he should make money. So the Rebbe says to Rabbi Mindel, write him this story. I'm not sure whether it was the Rebbe, the Mittel Rebbe, or the Rebbe said it was in the time of the Mittel Rebbe. In that time. Maybe it was Talmidei Hamagid or other Polish, I'm not sure. But he mentioned the Mittel, I think it was at the time of the Mittel, I don't know which tzaddik it was. Whatever it is, but it was that time. Someone, Abala Gol, years ago after Simchas Torah, they used to handle, they used to make business, they used to leave for months and months, and then used to come back before Purim, or before Pesach, or maybe earlier. This Bala Gola, a wagon driver, a Poshut Eid, a Ish Poshut. The Rebbe said, a Ish Poshut. He had no, he wasn't matzliach in his business. So he went to the Rebbe, to a tzaddik, let's say the Mittel Rebbe, I don't know, a tzaddik. And he asked him for a bracha. So the Rebbe told him he should become a Magid. He should say a speech. Magid means person that speaks. He says, Rebbe, I never spoke in public. And I'm not a Magid, I'm a Ish Poshut. So the Rebbe told him, you should be like a bee and not like a spider. He says, Rebbe, I don't know what that means. So the Rebbe told him that this tzaddik, maybe it was the Mittel Rebbe, I'm not sure. It says, Hayotzei min hatomi tomei, hayotzei min hatoher toher. Anything that comes from a kosher animal is kosher. Milk from a cow is kosher. Why? Because a cow is kosher. Milk from a pig is treif. Because a pig is treif. Why is it that honey that comes from a pig, from a bee, he told me it should be like a bee, not like a spider. He doesn't understand. So he says honey comes from a bee. So l'chura honey should be treif, because a bee is treif. What's the difference, he says, between a bee and a spider? A bee, honey doesn't come from the bee, he says. A bee only collects from existing nectar, collects flowers, and the juice becomes honey. But honey is not, if honey would be from the bee, honey would be treif. A spider makes a web. The web comes from inside the spider. What does it do? It kills flies. It does nothing. It doesn't accomplish anything. That comes from inside the spider. He told him you should be like a bee, not like a spider. You should go around collecting when you speak to people, even business or anything. Talk to people what that you saw in Musar. In Musar, I think the Rabbi says, in Kabbalah, story of a tzaddik. Then you'll do good business. You'll tell people, but not your own ideas. The ideas that you learned. This is what you be a collector. Then you'll be matzliach. This is what the Rebbe told him to answer this person. And Kach Have, Rabbi Mindel wrote, this person that from the Mittel Rebbe, the Rebbe said he became wealthy, and he started to collect, he started to learn a little bit. So this is the answer to this person. The Rebbe said further, even the Alter Rebbe was also a collector. He wrote the Tanya. He wrote the Tanya not from himself, because it says in the Shabbat, Melukot mipisforim umipisayfrim gedoshei elyon, collecting from all different, from the Shalom HaKodesh, from the Baal Shem Tov, from the Arizal, from the Maram Prague, from Zohar. And then the Alter Rebbe collected and he made a Tanya. But he didn't do himself, because he was a malakit. And by the way, Hayom Yom, some people think that it was written by the Rebbe. Hayom Yom was written by the Freyerdike Rebbe. The Rebbe was a collector. The Rebbe collected, and he put every saying of the Freyerdike Rebbe in certain dates. But he was also a malakit. So it's important to be a malakit. It's very important. But nishkin eigene, not your own ideas. What is the lesson from this story? The Freyerdike Rebbe writes, when he came to America, he wrote this about speakers, lecturers, mechanchim, rabbonim. Whenever you speak, don't say your own ideas, your own philosophy. Say, first of all, the source, where it comes from. Always go to the source. And the Freyerdike Rebbe mentioned in a place, 95% he says his own ideas, whoever, and only 5% he brings the sources. Bring sources, what you speak, bring where it comes from. Don't say your own ideas. and say the right thing for the right reason. And this is the hatzlocha that people should have. This is the limud that we learn out from here. That I'll tell you, even you have Rabbi Mindel, he took dictation. Let's say the Bichtavim Kloli. I have here a Bichtav Kloli from the early years, and the Rabbi relied on him. He composed the letters. One letter, the Rabbi crossed out everything. The Rabbi spoke, he took dictation, but apparently he didn't understand the Nekuda. Even he sometimes. Sometimes you can speak and say, but you have to, don't say your own ideas. Sometimes he thought this is what the Rebbe meant, and that's not what the Rebbe meant. The Rebbe had to do the letter over again. So anyway, so this is a limud that we can learn out from this story that I told you. Now I'll end off with a letter, a short letter that the Rebbe wrote to somebody about a collector. Greeting and blessing. This is a reply to your letter in which you write that you are an avid collecting of stamps. He collects stamps and would like to have some enclosed first day envelopes returned with the Rebbe's autograph. And I have he said here, I have the envelope that he sent to the Rebbe with a stamp. And you want the Rebbe should sign his name on that. This is what, he's a collector. So the Rebbe answered like this: I regret I cannot comply with your request. On the other hand, since everything is by divine providence, and you have taken the trouble to write to me, I take it as an indication that I should use this opportunity of calling your attention to a matter which is related to your hobby. This is that every Jew is to be an avid collector of mitzvahs and good deeds in the everyday life. And these are indeed the most valuable and precious things that a Jew can collect. So much so that our sages declared that the hour of repentance and good deeds in this world is better than all the life of the world to come. And the Rebbe brings down Pirkei Avos. Moreover, the Rebbe says, this is the kind of collection which a Jew can constantly enrich day after day without recourse to special postal issues and autographs. It is only a matter of one's own personal will and determination. I trust, therefore, that you too are an avid collector of mitzvahs and good deeds, and that in compliance with the great principles of our Torah, love your fellow Jew as yourself, you are using your good influences to inspire others in this direction by example and precept. And this is a collector. So this is the hero that a person should collect mitzvahs. And again, when a person says something, don't say your own ideas. Always bring a source. Bring a source from the Rebbe. Bring a source from the Gemara. Stick to that source and don't give your own ideas. In Mitzvah Shem, next Mitzvah Shabbos, we'll have our weekly program. Thank you.